Praise the Lord, brothers and sisters. I would like to share a dream that the Lord gave me November 3rd, 2018. I was climbing up a ladder, a wooden ladder. It was at a cabin. I knew it was a cabin. It was all made of wood. And I was climbing towards the second deck inside the house, or a nook, you can say, a sleeping quarters nook. As soon as I get to the top, I get greeted by my niece's husband. My niece's Carmi's husband. His name is Rafael, and he gives me a big hug as soon as I get to the top. And there I see another one of my niece's husband, my other nieces. Her name is Elizabeth, and her husband name is David. And I saw him sitting at a chair, and he was caring for this little girl that was walking. She was so tiny, so cute. She was dressed in a pink dress. She was so beautiful, and as soon as she saw me, she started running towards him. And then the scene changes, and I see myself in a car with my two daughters. I knew we were going on a road trip, and we stopped on the side of the road, and we stopped at a restaurant. It was like a coffee shop, and there were a lot of tables on the outside, and I saw a lot of people outside. And as soon as I go out and get close to one of the tables, and I see there was bread in the middle of the table. It was huge pieces of bread, of like freshly made bread, and it was like 4 by 4 inches, cut in squares and like a foot tall. It was so big, and so fluffy. It looked so delicious, like freshly made bread. And I saw on the other side of the table my sister sitting at a booth, and she was eating bread, and she had some coffee. And I saw far away that I saw a lot of family members, a lot of cousins, nieces. I saw my husband. I knew in the dream that he was driving another car. He was on the same road trip. I guess all this family was on the same road trip that we were. That's what I understood from the dream. And it was cold. And as soon as I grab a piece of bread and put it on a plate, I go, wow, that's huge. And I grab another piece and for my daughters. And my sister Anna, she's sitting right in front of me, and she says, make sure you don't stop where they have Halloween decorations, because they're killing people. And then right there I saw, like in a flash vision, that while I was in the cabin, the wooden cabin, I saw on the news and television that they were saying that a girl had been killed. She was hanged at a place where they had Halloween decorations. And then I told her, oh yes, I saw it on television last night. And then the dream ends right there. And what I believe this dream represents is, well, first of all, everybody that was there were part of my family, and we're all believers in Jesus Christ. And I believe it represents the bride of Christ that is soon to be going on a trip, like on a journey, and the cabin represented shelter, and the bread represented the gospel, the word of God. And the Lord wanted me to share this dream because He wants me to point out, to let people know that the bride is about to take on um, go on a journey to preach the gospel. That's what I believe is going to happen for the 7 years of the Great Tribulation that's coming, and it's very soon approaching. And I believe that the Halloween decorations represent that it's coming very soon. If it's, I believe it's this year. It could happen this year. Um, I don't see it happening next year. So it's very close. We're very close to that because in the Bible it says that this generation shall not pass till all these things happen. In Matthew 24:34, it says, "Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled." And and a generation for the Lord, I believe, is 70 years. Like it says in Psalms 90:10, "As for the days of our life, they contain 70 years, or if due to strength, 80 years. Yet their pride is but labor and sorrow, for soon it is gone and we fly away." And in Genesis 6:3 says, "And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years." 120 years represents the 120 jubilees, and for the Jewish people, the Hebrews, they celebrate a jubilee every 50 years, and we're at the end of the 120th jubilee. That's why I believe it's gonna happen very soon. And in Leviticus 25:11, it says that 50 years shall be a jubilee to you. In it you shall neither sow nor reap what you grow of its own accord, nor gather the grapes of your intended vine. That's where it says that every 50 years you celebrate a jubilee. So the Lord put it in my heart that we're all at the end of those 70 years, the generation which started in 1948 when Jerusalem became a nation. And that generation shall not pass until these things be fulfilled. And the 120 jubilees that ends this year, that's why the Lord put it in my heart to share this dream to you. I hope you understand, and you can ride with God if you're not, because the Lord is coming very soon. And keep on watching because he's at the door. He's already at the door. God bless you, and I hope the Lord blesses you and your family. God bless you. Maranatha.